the opposition camp. You have a beleaguered Congress. Rahul Gandhi has been convicted. But that's a story we'll put our focus on in just a bit. What really are the other rumblings in the opposition camp? You have Mamata Banerjee, who's just met with Naveen Patnaik in Odisha. And here in Delhi, you have Sharad Pawar also chairing an all-important meeting. Now, the opposition leaders have begun to arrive at the Sharad Pawar residence in the national capital for a meeting on their flow strategy. We have our colleague Piyush who's tracking that story, and he has more insight into who really, Piyush, has arrived so far, and considering that you're seeing a major development vis-a-vis the other opposition leaders, whether it's a Mamata Banerjee wanting to meet with a lot of other leaders, including H.D. Kumaraswamy. That meeting expected tomorrow. She's met with Naveen Patnaik. She's earlier met with Akhilesh. You have Sharad Pawar wanting to, stitch an alliance of himself. How many fronts in the opposition is the question, I think, Piyush, that a lot of people have begun to ask? Or is the opposition plain, simple, confused?
Well, Deepthi, one thing is absolutely clear, that opposition is a divided house, and that is why there are two big groups who are holding different meetings. Right now, I'm here at Sharad Pawar's residence, where the representatives from Congress, IUML, Aam Aadmi Party, CPI, CPM, DMK, they all have come. Leaders like Digvijay Singh, Praful Patel, Supriya Sule, Uddhav Thakere's faction of Shiv Sena, Aam Aadmi Party, they are here. But the point here is that why TMC is not here, why TMC is missing. Remember that TMC a couple of days back was the part of a strategy meet inside the parliament, but now TMC has now taken its own stand. They are not even taking part in the meetings those are being called by Mallikarjun Kharge in parliament. Now Mamata Banerjee is chairing her own meeting. Right now, as you are speaking, she is holding meets with Naveen Patnaik, and that's a different meet taking place. But if you talk about that particular meet, on that meet, BJD has made it very clear that there is no discussion on any kind of alliance is going to take place. It's just a courtesy meet between two chief ministers of two different states. But here at Sharad Pawar's residence, there's a very important meeting which is now taking place, and that is now being chaired by Sharad Pawar. Supriya Sule is also here, Praful Patel is also here. I would ask Parvez to zoom and try to show you pictures from inside the residence of Sharad Pawar. And this meeting is taking place at a time when the Lok Jam in Parliament continues to take place. The opposition continues to demand for a JPC to be formed, but at the same time, Trinamool Congress holds a different meet. Trinamool Congress holds a different protest, and the Congress party holds a different protest, and Congress party is being joined by few regional players only, and that's the headache which is now in the opposition as to why opposition is not able to get united as far as one issue is concerned, and that's the formation of JPC. A couple of days back, we had seen TMC was part. In fact, during the first leg of budget session, TMC was part of the meetings those have been called by Congress inside the parliament. But this time, TMC has got its own strategy. TMC is now saying that we do not want to ally with Congress. In fact, when Akhilesh Yadav met with Mamata Banerjee, he had also sent out a clear message to the Congress party that now Congress has to decide. Congress has to take a stand as to where it stands as far as the opposition's unity is concerned. In fact, Akhilesh Yadav had also said that during UPS regime, too, ED was being misused, and in BJP's rule also this is happening. So we have seen now opposition is completely divided. We'll have to wait and watch what kind of decisions are now being taken here at Sharad Pawar's residence. This meeting began at around 6 p.m. where the representatives from different opposition political parties have come here. The main agenda today is going to be EVM. Sushil Gupta, who is Aam Aadmi Party MP, when he entered inside Sharad Pawar's residence, he told us that there are some doubts on EVM, and those doubts are going to be cleared. We're going to have a discussion on that, and then we will come to a final outcome as to how we are going to reach out to people as far as the EVM is concerned. Remember that the issue of EVM has been raised multiple times by many opposition political parties, where Election Commission has also responded to. Now we'll have to see what kind of consensus on this opposition meet is going to reach.
Okay, and Piyush, many say that the EVM issue is a dead horse, and the more you keep flogging it, it doesn't give you any kind of returns. Now, particularly when you have the Congress that wins the state of Himachal is completely quiet. But clearly this is not just about the EVM. There has to be a larger issue that has to get the opposition together. I thank you right now for getting us that live reportage from outside the Sharad Pawar residence in the national capital. The Congress, interestingly, is present right now in that meeting. The TMC is missing, but the Congress, remember, today has multiple problems on their hand. You have a conviction that has been awarded by a court in Surat. This is for Rahul Gandhi, the Wayanad MP. 2 years in jail. This is, remember, a case pertaining to a 2019 criminal defamation case that was filed against him over his Modi surname remarks. Now, the court says that Rahul Gandhi is guilty under sections of the IPC 499 and 500, also granted him bail. That is the norm usually in a case like this, and it has suspended the sentence for the next 30 days. Now, what could happen in the next 30 days? This allows him to appeal in a higher court. But what is making matters worse right now, ladies and gentlemen, is according to the Representation of People's Act, you could have a disqualification for Rahul Gandhi as an MP. Will that happen or not? Will there be some relief coming in for the courts? We do not know, but all these reactions have come in so far to tell you that this is a